I want to talk about the Tao, and he who talks about the Tao knows not what it is, said somebody. So it's really weird. I don't think it can ever be known exactly, but I feel I've got a pretty fucking good grasp on it and the things that accompany it. So I'm going to talk about what it's like to be a Taoist, and it can be labelled as being egotistical, and in a sense it is. Everything is, but in a sense, yeah. It can be a little bit nihilistic. It can seem narcissistic, but it is simply the middle way. It's right in the middle. The middle way is to you follow the path of least resistance, like water. Everyone's trying to do this and trying to do that, and by saying that you're going to try and do something is to account for failure. I would not say I'm going to try and open this door unless I thought there was a possibility that it was locked. But I'm sitting here now looking at the door and I know I can walk out, so I'm just going to walk out the door. I'm not going to try. And it's the same with anything. If you say you're going to try and do something, you're already allowing for failure, which is okay. But I guess the whole idea of trying, why even say it? Because it's going to go one of two ways, and by saying you're trying, it's as if you're putting in some effort, and putting in effort is never a good thing. Society tells us that you need effort for everything, but you don't really. Things just happen. You know, when you get excited about something, like if you paint an amazing picture because you want to, you didn't try, it just happened. And I feel like that with every good thing, almost everything I've done. I haven't tried to do it, it's just happened. And any time I try, I'll say try because it means I failed. So yeah, I have a bad relationship with trying, and that's a result of the Tao. I really believe the Tao can help anyone and anything. There's two things that you need. One, you really need to understand that you have a higher and lower self. There's kind of, in a sense, a billion lower selves, and you can never really be in your higher self because your higher self always moves up one. For example, right now, I'm telling you that I have a lower self and I have a higher self. Who the fuck's saying this? That's a third person. And now who the fuck just said that? And who said that? It goes on forever. And that's the ego. It's elusive. You can never actually be your higher self, but you can, I guess in a way you can pretend to be and make decisions as if you are a higher version of yourself, and that's as close as you can get to it, maybe. The higher self is literally the one who acts without thinking, without stopping, who acts in the moment through muscle memory and shit like that. Anytime you've got to sit and try and plan, I think you're in your lower self. When you get in that flow state, that's kind of the higher self, and the higher self is always aligned with the Tao. And if there's any kind of turmoil in your life, what you can do is, by acknowledging the higher, lower self and the Tao, is you can stand back from the situation in your higher self and point and laugh at your ego for having a pity party or going through this emotional state. You've got to separate yourself from that. We don't have to, but you can sit there and be your ego self and feel it, because it won't go away, and life's not enjoyable until you do. But if it ever gets too much, you can sit back and just realise that it's a show and it's a script and it's the Tao and it's all happening out of your control anyway, and there's nothing you can do about it, so there's no point in stressing. And basically I live by that now. It's just happening. I don't try and live by it, it just is. I've always got this knowledge that I can just step back. In anything that's going on, I can just step off the stage and pull the curtain back over. And as far as the audience is concerned, I don't care. There's no bad things, there's no consequences, everything just is. It's all just it just is what it is. And I guess You know, I'm waiting to die. We're all waiting to die in a way. A lot of us don't think that, but that's how it is. We're here for a bit and then we die. So I'm not afraid of death. I don't sit here and think, oh, I'm going to make the most of life, though. I just think, well, I'm just sort of watching, and what comes my way will, and what doesn't. I'm not a very ambitious person. I don't want to climb Mount Everest. I don't even want to fucking go to Italy. I don't want to go to France. I don't want to go anywhere. I'm pretty fucking content just here. I've always been that way, and what happened was I was made to feel guilty for not wanting to travel. There was something wrong with me. Everyone's got to travel. One day I might travel. I wouldn't mind going to see the birth ground of like skating and surfing and shit in California. I wouldn't mind surfing some really good waves in some tropical locations, but that's about it. And if it happens, it happens. It's all written in the Tao already. People say this sort of shit is written in the stars, and let God take the wheel and stuff, but you don't really get to understand the fundamentals of it. But the Tao is the most spiritual you can get without having blind faith, I guess, or it is the description of what blind faith is and why you should have it. The Tao is almost like atheism in a way. You don't need to believe in fairies or gods or fucking anything. It is the intellectual epitome of spirituality, and I encourage everybody to fucking look into it. And my personal favorite translator of the Tao would be Alan Watts, but there is videos on YouTube. There's a guy who actually reads the Tao, translates it into English and reads it, and it's the same thing. It can be kind of boring and stuff, so that's why Alan Watts is really fun, because he uses a lot of metaphors and he laughs and carries on. He's really easy to listen to. But I just strongly encourage everybody to fucking get in line with the Tao, man. The middle way, it is the easiest. And now that's a mistake by me to say get in line with it. The more you try and align with it, the further you will deviate. You don't have to do anything. There's no ritual. It is simply the path of least resistance, the easiest way to be. That's the Tao. It's fucking amazing. And I'm not quite there yet, but I understand, I can feel it sometimes. It's a state of absolute fucking bliss to not be anxious, to not be depressed, to not be stressed, to not be rejected, nothing. You have your vessel, you are you, and anything outside of that is out of your control. You aren't responsible for anything, because all you can do is observe. That's all you're here to do, is observe. Every decision, every action is influenced by something before that, and something before that, and something before that. So you have no control. Let go of the wheel. Let Jesus take the wheel. I've actually got a Jesus up here, look. So yeah, bit of everything all mixed into one. Anyway, have a nice day. Thanks for listening. Bye.